Hello everyone, this is Killer back for another part of our SpEn Enchanter. I have been a little busy lately, hence the lack of updates. School just started, so had to do a bit of running around with that, but we should be back on track now. So, to make up for lost times, we're just going to jump right into things. I'm going to do a quick check of inventory and get things back on track. Got a ring that we didn't identify. We can replace. Ring is the invisible, which is completely useless for a SpEn Enchanter, because SpEns have a racial ability that allows them to already see invisible. So, that's not the most useful of stuff for us. What do we got for spells? Confused, King's Dance and Dazzle and Spray? What do we got? Ah, I see, we're working up to Discord. Do we get skills reflecting that? Yep. We also are drained. So let's jump into Urk. Right away we run into a bit of an issue in Urk Warrior, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Let's Dazzle and Spray. Deal with as many at once as we can. Let poison do its job a little bit, and there we go. Easy enough, no one dropped anything interesting. So, Urk is not exactly the best of branches. It's kind of not the best in terms of experience, as mostly you're going to be killing all this low-level trash stuff, so you're not going to be gaining many levels doing Urk. However, once you get to the bottom, there is at least 4 shops. I'm going to do some stair dancing here, which allows you to hopefully find at least one shop that has the items you're looking for. In this case, we would be looking for a spellbook which contained invisibility, would be ideal. However, a better weapon would also be nice, as we're still using a dagger. Even if it is a dagger of venom, we could do a lot better. If we could get a quick blade, that would be completely ideal. But chance of that happening is pretty much 0. Quick blades being one of the rarer weapons in the game. In fact, we probably won't get to see one. The only ways I found to reliably get a quick blade is by worshipping either Okawaru or Trog, who will eventually gift you one. And even then, Trog has a tendency to just give you stuff that's anti-magic, so trying to get one that's also a good brand is basically 0. Okawaru has a much better chance of giving you something that's well enchanted for something that you want, but it is what it is. A vampire? Okay. Just a little surprised, as vampires don't usually spawn this soon. It shouldn't be a big deal for us, but must be an Elder Depth spawn. Elder Depths, something that happens if you spend too much time on one floor. Monsters of significantly higher level than should be spawned on that floor will start to spawn. In this case, it's just a vampire, which is probably one of the least of our concerns of higher level enemies, as they rely on spells to really be scary. And being a SpEn, we got natural resist magic on top of our ring of magic resistance, so we're basically immune to most spells. And they also have invisibility, which, as mentioned earlier, is not a big deal for SpEns either. 1 second here. Actually, I forgot to set my timer. because that's a piece of advice that I picked up, so I can actually have us doing effective amounts of time per episode. Just gonna have to get into the remembering to actually do that. We're getting surrounded here, plus there's 2 priests, so I'm gonna stair dance again. Priests normally for most characters would stop being scary right about now. However, being a Spriggan, priests will pretty much always be scary because they hit for a set number of damage every time that they hit. Which for a character with a large health pool, or a health pool that scales really well, is not an issue. But for a character like us, which is pretty much perpetually in a low health scenario, it's a big issue. I'm gonna start dumping everything into hexes. Now that I've got the spell levels, I want to get Discord up ASAP. If we can get Discord up before our first rune branch, that would be ideal. Discord is the way that we deal with scary mobs. Like in a situation like this, I would love to have Discord. This is like the perfect target for it. Large mob of trash is a very good target because if things end up going wrong with the Discord, you know you can still just back away. Also, okay, it was a wizard that blinked. I was a little scared there, thinking that there was a distortion weapon involved, but nope, just a wizard. Okay, we are starting to get a little worn down now. We're just gonna keep backing away. Don't know if I mentioned in earlier episodes or not, so I'll mention it again. Dazzling Spray is a great spell, however, it does not work on enemies that can already see invisible, because the debuff that it applies pretty much makes it so that the monster acts as if you were invisible. It's the only spell, to my knowledge, that applies such an effect as well, making it very strong, but it does have its drawbacks as well. So for those of you just joining Dungeon Crawl communities now, Urk has been made slightly less tedious, would be the good word to use for it. Urk before the last patch or the patch before, I can't remember if it was 0.19 or 0.20, but whatever it was, Urk was made less tedious because its number of floors got reduced from 4 floors to 2 floors. However, to compensate for that, the floors got much more difficult, with higher level Urk spawning even on the first floor. Urk is a fairly unique layout, only sharing a layout with Slime Pit, where all the floors are actually disconnected from each other on all the stairs. So if you go down one set of stairs, that doesn't mean that you're now on the entirety of the floor under you. You'll need to go up another set of stairs, then down other stairs to actually get there, which is why I got reduced to 2 floors, because having to do that on 4 floors was really tedious. But that's got fixed now, as the memo of Crawl, over the last few patches anyways, has been simplifying stuff. And the community's kind of split on that, but I think pretty much everyone agrees that the Urk change was one of the best things to simplify. Okay. I don't get a chance to show off. As you can see, we actually spawned with 3 staircases here. I'm assuming during generation, we got these couple tiles removed on the generation of the level, whereas sometimes these 4 tiles, 5, would be filled in, and then we'd have one half of the floor and another half of the floor. Okay, this is where things start getting a little hairy once we go down here, because the vault for a low-level Spriggan is probably one of the scariest vaults that they'll come across. Most other vaults are either low enough danger that it's not an issue, or the Spriggan will have enough tools by that point to actually make use of it. However, I'm actually going to block all that off. Urk's vault is swarming with Urks, both low level and high level, and it can get really dicey. Chances are we're going to need to stair dance a ton to actually secure the vault and get the loot. However, some players advocate skipping Urk or leaving it until later in the game, but I want to do it now simply because we need the power boost. We are gonna start doing the rune branches soon, and I want to be prepared for that. Want us to have enough power to reliably not die. Here we got a food shop. These are saviors of Spriggans, but not very useful in this case because, as you can see, I already got 6 bread rations. However, if you're a Spriggan spellcaster who's like a blaster caster and constantly using spells instead of us who just use it occasionally, food shops are the way that you don't die of starvation. And one of the reasons why Gozag is one of the stronger gods, because now you got constant use of food. Also, what are those tomahawks? Tomahawk will return in. Not a big deal. You can deal with those. Just gonna secure the outskirts before I even think about going into the vault, because we'll need to make a speedy escape, and having a pack come behind us as we clear out the vault would be just at least having to use a teleportation. Maybe even worse. Okay, that's the other side entrance of the vault. And now you're seeing the benefit of high stealth. We can go in and scout this out and be like, okay, that's where that is, that's where that is, without actually waking and disturbing the enemies. We can effectively just pick our fights. So, we've explored the whole floor now. At least the parts of it that... yeah. At least the parts of it that we wanted to clear out first. So now, we will start with the vault. So, let's do this. I've died clearing this more times than I care to admit. So, we're just gonna take this extra careful. Okay, nothing overly scary yet. We got a lot of wizards. Okay, and a ton of priests. Pull out, pull out. Let them start coming towards us. I can deal with the wizards. Having to deal with, what was that like? At least 3 to 5 priests. If they all smote me on one turn, we'd just instantly die. There'd be no doubt about it. See, that was one of them smiting me, and it just instantly took away like a third of our HP, a little less than a third of our HP. 5 of those in one turn would just be instant death. So, we're just gonna do this slowly but surely. It'd be nice to have Discord right now, but we don't. Actually, just occurred to me. Let's see what our chances are with Discord if we have our Ring of Wizardry on. Put that on in place of potential magic. It's still at a 95% failure rate. So, that is not what we're going to be doing yet. Let's put on the protection from fire, actually. So that's going to be more useful. So that's something we don't innately have. So, as I said, we're just gonna be stair dancing these fools for a long time. This is actually reminiscent of what will possibly be happening in Vaults 5 once we get there, and if we choose to do Vaults 5. I'm undecided on that yet, and I honestly, one of the biggest recommendations I can give you in this game is don't be like, I want to do X with this character. You have to use what the dungeon gives you. You can't be sure you find X weapon every time, or X spell every time, or find X god early enough to reliably take it, and still not just purposely cripple yourself when you don't have to. You just need to abuse all the data you got and use it. And now we have our first high level Urk that we need to deal with, an Urk Sorcerer. Urk Sorcerers are the high level wizards, and the most dangerous things they got is probably a couple bolt spells, and they can also summon demons. That was funny. He actually used his bolt of negative energy on me through his Urk ally, killing the ally, missing me. That's the benefit of the 27 evasion. But that is rather funny, actually. Ooh, he summoned the Soul Eater. Okay. We are just gonna keep stair dancing. We actually might just find a different staircase to deal with. And re-engage them from a better angle when they actually want to come to the staircase. That's the issue of trying to stair dance ranged enemies. There's no promise that they're actually gonna dance for you. There we go. Let's see if we can lure these guys back a little bit. And across here. Shout. That worked. It's a 51% chance. Thank you. Nuffle and Jesus, whatever god you pray to for good luck, is not with me in this game. We are retreating up. Well, that's an issue. I have no clue where these fools came from. It looks like at least 3 different packs must have spawned. So, we either go downstairs facing the Sorcerer and the Smoke Demon. We engage these guys now. Have to deal with 2 Sorcerers who may summon at any moment, and an army of Urks. Or we burn a consumable. There's no really other fourth option. The only other thing I can really think of is stair dancing in and out of Urk, but with these many enemies at this angle, there's a high chance that they're just gonna surround me anyways. So I am leaning towards burning a consumable. What consumables do we have to burn? We have teleportation would be my instant choice. Any good craftables, potions. Haste might be decent and just lets one away, but in this case I think I'm going to go with teleportation. And just back the hell up while I'm waiting for that to kick in. Okay, we survived. Ooh! And there is the highest level Urk of them all. The Urk Warlord. I'm gonna stay well away from him, hoping that he doesn't notice me. Yeah, that's right. Don't notice me. Don't notice me. The Warlord will be able to take him. Just not when we were at that low of health. And we'll have to engage him smartly. It's the main thing. The first thing we're gonna do is Tikima's dance. which will hopefully weaken him a little bit. Just a little bit. Where's our ancestor? There we go. I'm just gonna keep... Oh my. This is an issue. Do we got any evocables? We do. What do we want to use? We can use Ice Blast. No, we can't. They're a square off. Okay. We'll throw a walk. And now we'll use Ice Blast on these fools coming in from behind. I want it on the Sorcerer. We're also out of magic, and we do not have any potions of magic. This is not looking that good right now. We might need to burn another teleport. I'm gonna try to wrap around to a staircase. That is not an option anymore. We are gonna teleport the hell out of here. And hopefully the teleport goes off in a timely manner. We're gonna take a heal wounds just in case. Then we're gonna heal up and go back down. Attack the Sorcerer. Confuse the Sorcerer. One thing I would like is if someone got confused for the summons to die. Just thematically more than anything. If they're confused, they can't really keep up the spell, can they? Glowing robes. We're only using normal robes right now, so let's see what this gut says. Cold resistance. Decent. Not the best thing we could have gotten, but not the worst. That's another thing that I'm definitely hoping we find in these shops. If we can get access to decent armor, we'll be set. Robe of Resistance would be nice. Robe of Resistance being one of the most sought after, because it gives us resistance to both hot and cold, opposed to just one or the other. Why are there so many orcs? This is an issue with orc. You can't really get away and heal. Let you deal with them. Let me heal. Let's see what this one is. Do we have any remove curse? Yeah, we do. We're safe to just try all these on then. Magic resistance is less useful than cold resistance to us anyways. Also, I noticed we had a scroll of Identify unused. Let's use that. Potion of Brilliance. That might come in handy in a few seconds. Okay, I spy with my little eye a smoke demon, but I don't see it summoner. I'm gonna confuse you, actually. There's your summoner. Gonna confuse you. And stab. How is this card looking? 99% fail rate. It's getting there. Wait, we have an amulet of reflection. I was like, why did that tomahawk fly back at them? But right, amulet of reflection. Now we got a high priest, which is the high level priest. Priests stand more than enough to challenge us right now. High priests is gonna be even worse. So we're gonna need to dispatch them as effectively as possible. we're gonna keep a stance, let the trident deal with them as much as possible. Then we're gonna go in for the confuse. Get it first try. Back away, back away, back away. Go upstairs. Okay, nothing actually dangerous here. Just had to do a quick look, see if there was actually anything that warrants running away from, which there isn't. There's a sorcerer coming up behind us though, so I'm actually gonna go and confuse you as we keep retreating backwards. We're just gonna keep doing this for as long as we can, basically, until we're forced into using our teleportation, which will probably inevitably happen, but we'll milk it until then. Oh shit. We're in trouble. Yeah, now's the time when we're forced to burn the teleportation. As I said, I've died more than a few times to clear an Urk. So I'm gonna try as much as possible to not make this one of those times. And simply play as cautiously and safely as we possibly can. This will be the first big vaults that we clear, isn't it? Because we kind of cleared quote-unquote lair, if I remember correctly. So, don't think that really counts. I'm gonna see if I can get a ice blast angle. I can. I'm gonna use that. There's another point. Use your evocables. Oh, what just hit us? Ooh, Bolt of Draining just did 40 hit points worth of damage. Ooh, that is painful. Gonna first to take our last heal then, and then hopefully manage to deal with this fool. There we go. Get our ancestor to deal with as many as possible now, as I sit back and heal up. And just hope nothing actually dangerous shows up. As long as we just keep getting trash mobs, I'm not gonna be that concerned. Okay, we're getting smitten, smoked, whatever the term is. But I'm just gonna retreat all the way around the corner. There we go. Whip of Venom. We do not want to get hit by that. Believe it or not, this is definitely helping us clear this out, as most of this is just monsters who are spawning out of there, being lured to us, and letting us not have to deal with them as a massive group. So, we'll get there eventually. Chances are there's gonna be another warlord in here. And I see a bookshop. That is big. There might be invisibility in that book. Also see a potion shop, and yeah. Did you smite us for that much? Yeah, you smite us for damage. Okay, let's see what we got. We got an antique armor shop. We can't wear anything but the normal robe, life of a small species. We got a Book Emporium. Young Poisoners doesn't have anything we want. Tempest doesn't have anything we want. Book of Power, nothing that we want. What is the unique? Nothing useful. Book of Alchemy doesn't have anything useful if I remember correctly. Nope. Book of Ice. Probably not useful for us. Book of Minor Magic, not that useful. Actually, it's probably very useful. It has Blink. Blink is a lifesaver a lot of the time. Book Kit. Book of Geometry has one useful spell, which is Pass Wall, but I'd only really get Pass Wall if we were with Ash, because Ash gives you the ability to actually see through walls, so you know it's worthwhile to use Pass Wall or not. But we do not have the ability to see through walls, so that's less useful. Then we got the Book of Petty Tricks. The Book of Petty Tricks is the one I definitely want, because Invisibility and Apparition and Summon Butterflies, all of those are very, very useful spells for us to have. I'm actually going to memorize Invisibility before Discord, simply because, well, Invisibility being a low level spell will get it online quicker, but also it's probably more versatile as well, because it's kind of first in a fight if you use Discord, because, well, everything breaks into a brawl. But we are not first into a fight if we just use Invisibility. So we'll get Invisibility, we'll get Minor Magic, and that's that. And then we're just going to immediately memorize Invisibility. And a couple of spells from the Minor Magic we'll get now as well. We'll definitely get Blink. We also got some amulets there, nothing particularly good. We already got a +3 wing of +3 amulet of reflection, so that only gives us int +4, which, while decent, isn't worth buying. How are we doing on food now? We got 4 blood rations, so we'll keep using that. And so that's the shops. We definitely got what we wanted though with those 2 books. That was greatly helpful. And I'm gonna end the episode there, so thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time as we explore the rest of the dungeon. See you then.